What's up, everyone? It's Stacko Cakes, and I'm back with the first Elder Scroll Online video. This is a video for a Magicka Templar build. Usually when you check on YouTube, you're going to see players with CP 800 builds, and they're going to tell you to get the Maelstrom staffs. They're going to tell you to get the Moondancer jewelry or Moondancer one-handed swords. And you know what? Like we can't get those. You have to get those through doing like veteran trials and the veteran Maelstrom arena to get the Maelstrom staff. So what I'm going to show you guys is a Magicka Templar build for a low CP player. So I have, as you can see from mine, I have 255 CP. So mine's fairly low. And as you can see, my build is not that great. Like my gear is not that great because I can play some of the veteran dungeons with this build, but I have to have a group that is pretty good to do it, and I can kind of like stand my own kind of thing. But as far as the normal dungeons, I can easily do them with this build. I'll just show you guys what I got here. First, for the first thing for the food here, I got the max health, max Magicka food. It's for 1 hour. It's really cheap, so I recommend you gotta get this, because it gives 2 nice boosts to your stats. And as you can see here, I'm going to show you my character sheet here. First thing is, when I first started this game and I made this guy, I didn't know that the racial, like choosing the particular race is going to influence your character that much. But unfortunately, I have a bunch of stamina traits right here for my Magicka build. So my Red Guard skills are completely useless. So what I'm going to be doing is when I renew the next time in a couple days when I renew my ESO Plus, I'm going to use my tokens to get the change race token. So I can actually change this to the High Elf, I believe it's called. The one that gives you like an increase of 9% Magicka recovery and 10% max Magicka. And I believe the other one is like 4%, like frost, fire, shock damage. So that's gonna be way better than this increased stamina stuff I have right now. So I can't wait for that. So that's gonna bump up my character a bit, but so it looks a little low right now. That's gonna push me over to the 40,000 max Magicka mark, which seems most people are. As you can see, my spell damage is not that great, 2,046. It goes a bit higher in a second. I'll show you how I do that. But there it is right here. My Mundus Stone is Thief. It's not showing up right here right now. But the Thief gives a spell critical, I believe. I think that's what it does. Spell and weapon critical. Something like that. But get the Thief. That's the best one for this build. I'll show you guys my stuff right now. I screwed up right when I got these Swords of Julianos. I was trying to get my first gold weapons so I could increase my my spell damage, and I saw this on the auction house for like 40,000. I was like, oh my god! So because there's no other gold ones in that price range, so I was like, wow, this must be a steal. So I bought these. I bought 2 of them. And little did I know that once you get this and once you use it, you can't sell it after that. I kind of thought I was going to use it for a bit until I could get like a better weapon. I can sell these and then get a better weapon. But little did I know, once I get these, I'm stuck with them. So the build I'm going to have until I get my Moondancer one-handed swords is I'm going to keep these Sword of Julianos in here. As you can see, it screws me with the Law of Juliano set because it shows I've got 7 of 5. And as you can see, I've got the robe, the waist, hands, legs, and feet. And what I did for all these the Magicka enchantments, I got the gold glyphs. So that's why my Magicka on these look higher than the epic amount would be. Because I don't have enough coins to make all my gear gold or anything. I just got the glyphs upgraded to gold. And yeah, so I'm keeping it this way though, because when I swap bars, if you check right here, you're gonna see that I still have 5-piece Juliano, which is the 5 pieces add 288 spell damage. And if I was to change from the Giuliano swords on the front bar, and oh no, actually on the front bar, say I kept the Giuliano swords, but I got rid of one or two pieces of Giuliano armor, then when I change to the back bar, I would no longer get that 5-piece spell damage. Adds 288 spell damage. So I just kept it the way it is for now until I get the swords that I need. And it's going to take a while. Like, it seems everybody, no matter what video you see, there's always going to be somebody that their build is a work in progress. They don't have exactly what they want. Maybe they have the sword they want, but it's not the right trait or something like that. So this is one of those things. I don't really want these 2 swords, but they're going to give me a good boost in spell damage right now, and I don't have anything that's currently better. So I'm just going to go with the 7-piece here. I know I'm gonna miss out on another possible set bonus that I could be getting, but until then, until I get something else, I'm gonna have to keep it this way. But ideally, I would like the Moondancer swords right here, and then for this, I'd like the Maelstrom shock staff, which is sharpened. But this, I just have a regular lightning staff on here. I used to have the Mother Sorrow set, and I was using that as the like the neck and the rings and the weapon. I was using that before because it has some good spell critical on it, but I upgraded to the Willpower series, which gives the 186 spell damage for 3 items. And instead of farming for these, like farming I think it's like a PvP area in the Imperial Prison area, I just went out and I bought these. You can get these, the neck and rings, for in between 7,000 and 14,000, somewhere in there. I just got to kind of be patient, I guess. I wasn't patient. I kind of just went and did it. But so right here, I got these willpower sets, and what I did is when I first started using it, I had spell damage, increased spell damage for all 3 pieces. But I found my sustain was really bad because in the Morrowind patch, they nerfed sustain, so it's hard to keep your Magicka up right now. So I actually put Magicka recovery on all 3 of these right now. And I'm gonna eventually, when I get some better gear and stuff, and the Moondancer set, the benefits you get from the Moondancer set, it's gonna make it so that you're gonna be able to sustain better. And at that point, I can maybe take out 1 or 2 of these Magicka recoveries and put in spell damage for those instead. But as of right now, I'm just going to keep it right now as Magicka recovery. The other thing I'm doing here is I've got the, for the monster set here, I got the Alambres set. The only reason I have this right now is because I have the heavy in divine, and I have the shoulders in the medium and divine. I have the, like for Grothar's head, I have the divine, but it's in light, and I would ideally like the head to be heavy. So yeah, this is light divine, but for the shoulder, I have a medium. Where is it? No, I have a heavy. Sorry, a heavy impenetrable. So this, it doesn't even have a divine on it, and it's heavy. So I just figured, you know what? Until I get the Grothar that I really want. This is another Grothar Prosperous. Until I get the Grothar Divines that I really want, I'm just going to go with the Alambris set right now because it's got the medium shoulders with the Divine and the heavy head with the Divine, which is perfect. The Alambris works really good as well. I think they say that Grothar is better for if you're in like melee range all the time, then it's better to do the Grothar. If you're in a ranged attacking most of the time, then it's good to have the Alambris. But yeah, I'll just use the Alambris until I get a better Grothar. And because I'm sick of farming Vault of Madness right now. I've done it so many times that I just I don't want to think about it anymore. So I'm just going to use the Alambris for now. It's working good. And I'll show you guys my skills right now. Let's go with the skills. Is this the front bar? Let's see. Yes. Okay, so for the front bar right here, we have the puncturing sweeps, of course, which is the main attack. It heals for 35% of the damage done. I believe that used to be higher. I think it was like 40 something, like 40 or 40 something. And so they nerfed it a bit. It's still good, but sometimes in the veteran dungeons, I find that I'll just I just get too ahead of myself, and I'll run up to a boss and kind of like think that with the attacking I'm doing and the healing I'm getting back, that I'm going to be able to withstand some of those red dots around the boss. But sometimes I find myself dying when I get too close to the boss. So you got to be kind of watch when you're using these puncturing sweeps, and make sure it's safe to go in and a good time to get in and get out after you've got your hits in. Breath of Life. When I'm doing the, like most of the builds on here for Magicka Templar don't have Breath of Life on it. I have this on here because I do a lot of public dungeon stuff, and basically the healers are not always that good. So I find that I have to, the situations where my health gets low, this is my, oh crap, I gotta get some health. So this is a good thing right here. It also heals people around you as well. So this is a good thing to put on there. Also have Reflective Light. This is something that I use with puncturing sweeps. I kind of like, because the Reflective Light's damage over time, and then puncturing sweeps is your like main attack. So I kind of combine these two together when I switch to this part of the bar. Inner Light, I just have this on here because you get the max Magicka of 5%, and if it's slotted, and it increases your spell critical rating. But I don't cast it. I just have it on the bar. And Radiant Impression this is what you use when you have the enemy at, like, they say that it works best when it's like 30% and lower for the boss's health. And this is like your finishing move kind of thing, the beam. The Meteor, the ultimates, like for the ultimates, I'm not really sure if I'm set on the two ultimates that I have here in this build, but Meteor has been working really good for me. Puts out some good damage. On the back bar, I've got Thunderous Rage. So I believe that is on here because it is a Destruction Staff ultimate, I believe. That's why I'm on here. So this is my back bar with the with my Shock Staff, and it's got Blazing Spear, which is one of the main damage over time spells that I use. And you see while active, an ally can activate the Blessing Shards and restore Magicka. So this is good in dungeons too, and help out your teammates. Unstable Wall of Storms. This is one of the big damage over time things to use, and this works good with the Maelstrom Staff, which gives a bonus for damage on this. I don't have that staff right now, so I'm still using this though because it's good. Harness Magicka. This is the damage shield. This is what I use for when I'm fighting a boss and I go right up to it. Right before I do like the puncturing sweeps, I want to get the dots on the boss, and then I want to get this Harness Magicka on, and then I want to do the puncturing sweeps. So I'll show in a second the rotation I use. But here's the Inner Light again because I put it on both bars to get the max Magicka. Structured Entropy. This is what I got to use because I don't have the money like the other YouTubers who have the high CP and they use spell power potions all the time. I don't have the money for that. So this thing grants you major sorcery. Increases your spell damage by 20% for 20 seconds. Also increases your max health, which is good. So at the start of every fight, I make sure that I use this, and it's got a 14.4 second duration. So you got to make sure, actually the 14.4 second really doesn't matter. What you care about is the major sorcery spell damage. So that's why you got to make sure every 20 seconds to keep putting this thing up, so you get that 20% extra damage. And here's the Thunderous Rage. This was the other ultimate that I use. I'll show you the Mage. Let's see. Here's the Mage Guild passive that I'm talking about here. This grants casting a Mage Guild ability, which is what we're doing with that Structured Entropy, increases the damage of your next direct damage attack by 20%. So direct damage, I'm guessing that means heavy attacks and stuff, or magic. I'm not really 100% sure about that. But what I do is I cast this, like right after I do the Structured Entropy, I make sure to do the Wall of Elements and the Blazing Spear, and to get the damage attack bonus of 20% on the next attack. So let's go check this out here. I'll show you the rotation here. I'll just tell it to you first to make it easy. I use Structured Entropy just as I get into the battle to get the major sorcery up. Then I go to Wall of Storms once. I go to Harness Magicka once. Then I go to Blazing Spear. Then I swap bars. Then I go Reflective Light to get damage over time for that. Then Puncturing Sweeps. Puncturing Sweeps. Sometimes with Reflective Light, it's up to you. But you want to go back to the other bar and do it all over again. And the Major Sorcery is going to be still up for probably about 10 more seconds. So we got to put the wall of Storms back up again. And the Blazing Spear back up again. Harness Magicka as well, because that only takes 6 seconds. Swap it back. And I go Reflective Light, and then Puncturing Sweeps, Puncturing Sweeps. And then when we get to 30% or under for health for the boss, then I use Radiant Impression at the end to finish him off. So let's see if I can go find somebody to do this too. Not sure if there's anything that's big around here. Well, what is that? No. I can try to these guys, but I'll just show you here. So I go Radiant Impression. Whoops, I didn't swap bars. Unreal. There you go. Radiant Impression. The Wall of Storm. Harness Magicka. Blazing Spear. Fireball. Puncturing Sweeps. See, the guys died too quick to get the whole rotation off. Let's try it again. Let's try it again. I still have 11 seconds, 10 seconds of Major Sorcery. I'm going to do it again anyways, just to show you the rotation. So I want to do the Structured Entropy, the Wall, Harness Magicka, Blazing Spear, turn the Fire thing, and the Puncturing Spears. They're all dead, so I can't really show the full rotation. Anything else around here? I don't see anything. I hear something. Okay, we'll try one more time. So we're going to go start with the staff bar, and we're going to go Structured Entropy, the Wall, Harness Magicka, ooh, Spear, Fire, oh, and they're all dead. Okay, see, it works pretty fast. You get the idea of it. I showed you the rotation of them. That works out really good. This build does good for normal dungeons. For veteran dungeons, yeah, you need a little bit of help from other people, but if your team's pretty good, you can survive. You can survive. I'm going to show you the champion points as the last thing here. I kind of went ahead of myself in some of these. So instead of respecking the whole thing, I'm just kind of filling up some of the other areas that I missed. So right here, Arcanist, I went into this really heavy, putting a whole bunch into here because I know that eventually I'm going to need this maxed out. But anyways, I put 71 into here. Increases your Magicka recovery. Tenacity increases the magic and stamina of your fully charged heavy attacks restore. So like when you're doing those rotations I just showed you, and if you run out of Magicka, remember that you can throw in 1 or 2 heavy attacks, get some Magicka back, and then do the rotation again. So that's the kind of thing that I do right there. The Apprentice, Elemental Expert, increase your flame, frost, shock, and magic damage. And Elfborn, increase damage and healing of your critical strikes. So I put some CP into there. Master at Arms, increase your damage done with direct damage effects. The Ritual, this is an important one right here too. It increases your damage done with damage over time effects. What else we got here? The Lady reduces. This is your damage taken part of it. Reduce your damage taken from physical, poison, and disease. Reduce your damage taken from flame, frost, shock, and magic. And this one's for reduced your damage taken against direct damage attacks, which is good against like the boss and stuff like that. It's good to put something in there. Let's see what else. I don't have any in those yet. The Lover, Arcanist, I believe I just showed that one. The Blue. Looks like I showed them all. Okay. Yeah, so this is something where, you know, like people are going to put different points in different areas. It kind of like just make sure to get the championship points in the most important areas to start out with, which is like damage mitigation and Magicka sustain, stuff like that, and damage of your spells. Those are the most important things to put your CP into right off the bat. And I hope you guys like this video. I'm no expert at this game, so if you guys see anything that you think I should change, let me know in the comments down below. If you guys like this and appreciate the video, let me know in the comments down below. I appreciate it. And I hope this video helps you guys out. Hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys soon.